Sauce Twins.
Hey, we back, man.
Hey. Too tall. Too short. What it do? Hey, got a quick question for y'all.
It ain't quick.
It is. It ain't quick, but it's quick enough. All right, listen to me. Now, tell me what's more important. Is teaching a lesson more important than winning?
I'm going for the dub.
So you going for the win. So wins.
It really just depends, but I'm going for the dub.
So wins are more important than teaching a lesson.
I'm not saying it like that.
That's what you're saying.
No, I'm not saying it like
said
that.
I'm going for the
but
dub.
I'm not going to sacrifice a win for my other players just because of one bad apple. So we're gonna lose because I'm trying to prove a point or teach one athlete on the team something.
All right, I'll say this then. I hear you. Not saying, just listen. I hear you. So the point is, when you're trying to teach a lesson, so there's one athlete that might be having an attitude issue or might be missing practice or whatever the case may be. Mm-hmm. That's the reason why you're punishing them. So I think that the lesson is taught more than just to that one individual. I think that the lesson is taught to the whole team about accountability. Now, one player keeps on talking back, keeps on doing that. Nobody on the team stand up and say, shut up, get in the drill, handle your business. Then I think that the whole team gets punished. I think that one player starts missing practice. Guess what? No teammates are holding him accountable. Nobody getting on his tail. Nobody saying, hey, man, if you don't come to practice, I don't think you should play.
Yeah, kick him off the team.
All I'm saying is that sometimes I think that I don't agree all the time with the lessons that are trying to be taught, in sacrifice for a win. But I think that you would do what you need to do to establish the hierarchy or the respect of the way things are going to be run on your team.
Well, absolutely. But that's what I'm saying. If everybody else is buying in and you got that one athlete that's just not buying in, we going to sacrifice a loss or a win just because of that one athlete.
So you talking?
I said, I'm with you. Kick him off the team.
So you saying kick him off? So you gonna lose? You gonna keep losing then?
Get the bad apple out of
there.
But
you gonna keep losing.
Why?
Because obviously if they're not playing, we sacrificing a win by sitting them. So that's what we're saying is that they affect the game like that. So if you kick them off, y'all gonna keep losing. That's what I'm saying. See what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying, but
he didn't think that far.
in a team sport like that, like football, basketball, soccer, all of that stuff. It's hard because you got LeBron. He come out
basketball for sure. Yeah. You kick the main dude up off the basketball team.
It's tough.
Yeah, you gonna get it.
It is tough.
Hey, football. Now you kick that quarterback off too. That might. Think about it. You take Tom Brady off the Patriots. They are not.
They still do.
They are not.
They might not be to the level that they are, but they're not just gonna lose every game.
But
they still gonna win.
They're gonna lose more than they have.
They still gonna win though.
They gonna lose more.
I don't know. I just can't say that.
Eric,
I can't say that.
Forget for argument. Forget for the argument purposes right now. You mean to tell me the Patriots are the same winning team?
Say that.
So they're gonna lose more. So you're saying that they're not gonna lose more?
That doesn't necessarily mean that they're gonna lose more just because they lose Tom Brady.
Eric, are you serious right now?
Yes.
Are you saying You're saying that they won't lose more games without Tom Brady.
So I'm about
to stop the show because he's doing this for argument purposes.
No, I'm not. You saying that they just gonna lose the game because they lose?
Yes, I'm saying they're gonna lose more games.
Tom Brady hasn't played, they've lost.
I didn't say that. I'm saying if you take them over the length of the schedule for the year, they're gonna lose more games than when they did with Tom Brady.
I don't believe that. Not the way that they run things.
All right, let's move on.
You think with the system they got over there, they're going to look?
Absolutely. The system's not the same without Tom or Bill. So let's move on.
Bill's still there.
Hey, what I'm
The
saying.
head honcho is still there.
All
We
right,
just moving
all
one
right,
piece.
All right, let's move on. One piece.
Yeah, quarterback. One piece.
Absolutely, it's the piece. The league is quarterback driven.
I understand
Take Patrick
what
Mahomes
you're
from the
saying,
Chiefs.
but
Take Patrick Mahomes from the Chiefs. What
But
are you saying?
You just
What
can't
are we
say that
saying?
They just gonna lose more
Are the
games?
Chiefs going to lose more games?
How do you
if you
figure?
take Patrick Mahomes from the Chiefs?
How do you figure?
I asked a question.
No,
I asked you a
no.
question. Okay. All right, let's move on because this argument is ridiculous. Because you know for a fact
That
that
they're
if
gonna-
Patrick Mahomes is not on the Chiefs, they're not the same, and they won't win the same amount of games.
So if he wasn't
if you
on
take
the
Tom
Chiefs,
Brady
they
from
would
the
have
Patriots,
another
they won't win
quarterback.
the same amount of games. It's just not this. You know that. You
no,
know
I,
that.
no, I don't know that.
We
I
saw it
can't
with Green
say that.
Bay. We saw it with
cannot
Green
say
Bay.
that.
We see it with Green Bay when Aaron Rodgers is out. You see it happen.
Yeah, I seen that.
It's
But
gonna
I
happen.
can't guarantee that they're gonna lose more games. I can't say that.
So we take Drew Brees from the Saints. They still win the same amount of games.
They could. Why can't they?
It's sports. It's always a possibility, but we're talking
can't
about.
they?
We know there's always a possibility with sports, but
if
let's
you-
just be real.
Now, if you ask me, are they a better team with Tom
Come on,
or with?
let's just be real.
With Drew Brees, yes, they are a better.
So if
team.
they're a better team, then what does that mean? You
That they're a better
listen. In
team.
football, the games are already coming down to a freaking field goal.
How
They're
many
coming down
quarterbacks
to
you
one
got
first
that's
down.
just managing games and winning them? Alex Smith, he just manages the game.
You
He's
see
not a
the-
top tier.
Hey, but you see the difference between the Chiefs from Alex Smith to Patrick Mahomes, right? You see
Yeah,
that record,
I see-
right?
I see
you see
that.
that record, right?
They were still
That's the
winning,
point. No, look, they're out the first round of playoffs. That's the point. You
They made the
understand how
playoffs.
big of a difference it is if you take one player.
There's different dynamics. You can have a better. Your team can be better depending on the player that you have there. But I can't just say,
Eric, we know
we
you.
move this person, we move Tuck off the team, we gonna lose 5 more games. I don't know that.
All right. So what we're establishing is that the New England Patriots would have the same amount of wins, or they wouldn't lose any more games without Tom Brady.
Do you know that?
Eric Henry.
Do you know that?
Boy,
Do you know that? Do you know that?
Eric, I will put my entire, I will put my weekly income on if you take Tom Brady from the Patriots that they lose more games, and you would too. You would not. You wouldn't put your livelihood
I wouldn't
on that.
say that. I would not
Eric,
say
would you
that.
put your livelihood on that?
Yeah, I would. So just because that they lose in
I
a player
can't
that they gonna
believe
lose, they
it's
gonna lose.
Tom Brady.
I don't care who it is.
So you're saying he has no significant impact on their wins and losses? That's what you're saying.
No. But you're putting
Yeah.
you're putting
No.
all the wins and losses on him.
I didn't put all, but I just said
Just say if you take them out, we're losing more.
right. That's
So
not
the-
all. That's
so the
more.
wins and losses are coming off of Tom Brady.
They're gonna lose more games without Tom. Eric, that's
I can't just say that. I can't.
you're not because you're arguing. That's why you're not.
No,
you
I'm
just
not
wanna
arguing.
argue.
It's
the
a
point.
fact. I cannot sit here and say that
It's a fact.
the Patriots are gonna lose more games without Tom. With the system that they run, they gonna have another quarterback in there.
The system that they run is only able to be ran because of Tom. This is not.
Garoppolo.
This is not. You see what happened with Garoppolo? It's not the same, bro.
They still was winning.
Eric, 16 games, however many they play.
That's all.
You know that they're gonna lose more games if Tom's not in. You know
I
this.
don't know that. I do not know that. Are
All
they a better team?
All right, let's move on. Let's
Are they a better
Let's go to the
team?
Lakers. You take LeBron out.
We already said basketball is different. You
It
know, they
is.
ain't got nobody over there now. Come on now. You take LeBron out, you already know what's going on.
Right, the same thing's gonna happen to the Patriots.
Can't say that. Basketball is
We're taking from the Patriots. You take it from the Chiefs. You move Patrick Mahomes. They lose more games. You take Drew Brees out. They lose more games. You know that.
I don't. I'm sorry. I don't.
So if you take Deshaun Watson from the Texans, do they make the playoffs this year?
Depending on who they got in there. Depending on who they got in there.
You're right. It does, because if Tom was over there, they probably would make the playoffs. If Tom Brady was over there, you're probably right.
They going.
But all right, let's just be honest. Look, y'all. We're gonna move on. Hey, we're gonna move on.
You can't just say that though.
Yeah, you can.
You can, but it's not facts.
Well, nothing is a fact, Eric. We're talking about sports.
That's what I'm saying, bro. You can't just take one person. It's not basketball. You can't take one person off a football team, and that's going to depend on your wins and your losses. Look it up. Look it up. Huh? Garoppolo. However you say his name. Garoppolo. That boy came in and did his thing. Got signed. Big money. He might not be doing nothing in San Fran, but he was just as good.
No, he's not.
He was the next big thing.
He's not.
And he was he's the next coming.
Bro.
Until they got rid of him, because Tom said he wanted to play until he's 45.
Okay.
In football, I can't just take one person off the field and just say, I take Julio off the Falcons. Now they just gonna win. They just gonna lose more games. Nah. Tough.
All right, so you're talking about when the freaking Aaron Rodgers is not playing. We're talking about 9-16, Eric.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. That's it. That's all I have to say. Because you see the record. Do you think they're close to that when he's playing? They're 9-16 when he's out.
Who was their backup quarterback? It depends who's coming in. If they have a solidified backup quarterback,
no, it's a reason why. It's a reason why Aaron is the starter. He's Hall of Fame. It's the reason why Tom Brady. We're talking about benching a player to teach a lesson. We're talking about that dude. That's what we're talking about. The reason why we're here is because when you made the comment that you're not going to teach a lesson by benching a player to sacrifice a win, you say, I'm just going to, then you backed up. So what does that mean? You're expecting to lose that game because you benched a player. You said sacrifice a win. And let me complete my thought. You said, when I bench that player, I don't want to sacrifice a win. So what does that mean? You're expecting to lose because you set that dude, right? So what I'm saying is as we kept going in that conversation, you said, well, why don't we just kick him off the team? So if you kick him off the team, that means that you're probably going to lose more games because you expected to lose the game that you benched him. That's where this conversation comes from.
I didn't expect to lose the game.
Eric, you said we're going to sacrifice a win if we bench him.
Sacrifice a win. So what I'm saying is that if I do bench him, there's a greater chance that we could lose.
Right.
Because we don't. So then, yes, there is a greater chance that we can lose if Tom isn't playing. Right. But that doesn't mean that we're going to lose more.
Right. So look, if there's a greater chance you're going to lose and the games are already literally won by maybe a field goal or an inch or two here without Tom Brady, you lose that game. That's what I'm saying. Like, come on. You know how close the games already are with the guys that are playing. If you don't have Tom Brady, Patrick Mahomes to make these kind of plays, you're talking about benching the guy. You're gonna lose more games. Nothing can be a fact when you talk about sports, like potential games. But the truth is, if you run the numbers and you look at the variables, the percentages, the opportunity to win decreases tremendously when you bench these guys.
It decreases, but it doesn't mean that
you will. You will.
No.
You will.
No.
You are. It's gonna happen. Let's say you take your Hall of Fame or your Pro Bowl left tackle out of the game. He's hurt. He's done for the year. Do you think that team's gonna give up more sacks? Like just thinking like hypothetically. You think they're gonna give more sacks with the starting left tackle out?
Not necessarily, because I think another dude is ready to go. They got another dude ready to go. Is he gonna be better than your starter? No, maybe not. Is he going to give up a few sacks? Yeah, he might. But that doesn't mean that your whole team is done because he's out of there.
Don't put words in my mouth.
I'm asking.
I'm telling you that the percentages or the opportunity or whatever you want to call it, like that left tackle, that backup. No,
yeah,
we're not.
Because you're saying it decreases.
Because at the end goal, what I'm saying is that you already know how hard it is to win when you take a starter out like a quarterback or that guy off the team. If we're talking basketball, whatever we're talking, you take your starting corner out the game. Most likely, what happens when you take that starting corner out? They gonna pick on him. You're gonna have more touchdowns scored. The opportunity to win decreases. Those 50-50 games, you don't win those games. You lose those games.
That's what I'm saying. You can.
You can't.
It's not a guarantee that we're gonna lose just because.
I'm not saying it's a guarantee.
That's all I'm saying.
But I'll tell you this.
That's all I'm saying.
I'll tell you this. This year, I'll ask you this. Do the Patriots win the Super Bowl without Tom this year? Can
I don't know.
Eric, you know they don't win the Super Bowl without Tom Brady.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Hey,
all I'm saying is you can't.
Eric, I know the variables.
Wins and losses.
That's what you do. You base wins and losses by who's playing. If you take
Tom, one person,
it's Tom.
I don't care.
If you take,
I'm not basing my wins and losses off of one person in football. Off of one person.
It's the quarterback, Eric.
Okay.
This is not like losing a small piece on the defense or maybe an offensive lineman. You could probably try to hide a little better. We're talking about the person that has the ball in their hands every single play. The game changes.
I hear that.
The game changes.
I know. All I'm saying is I can't base my wins and losses off of one. All right, let's
just look up some stats. I'm gonna just look up stats.
Come on now.
Wins and losses based on starting QB out. That's going to be a hard one to look up. Let's see.
Boys can't win when they back up quarterbacks now.
I'm not saying they can't win, but I'm saying they're going to win less.
Likely.
They're going to win less games with the backup in.
Least likely.
They're going. Will you say they're going to win less games with the backup quarterback in?
I can't say that.
Eric.
I cannot say that.
How not?
Because
Eric, you've seen it. I wish I could find some good stats or some good Google keywords.
Because it's one person.
All right.
Out of 11.
Yeah, but it's
the head honcho. I get that.
It's the quarterback.
Yeah, he's running. He's the point guard of everything. I get that. But he ain't everything. He's a lot. So you can't win with your with your backups.
You're gonna win less games with your backup. I mean, come on. Especially when we're talking about benching that guy. You're talking about teaching the lesson of benching that guy.
Benching the best guy. Let's say the best
you're gonna
guy
win.
on the field.
You're gonna win less games. I mean, come on, bro.
I just can't say that, bro. I cannot. It's hard for me to just say that we are going to lose less games because this person.
You're going to win less games.
We're going to win less games because this person is not playing.
I mean, when you're talking about that guy, it's truth. It's facts. When you're talking about the quarterback, it's facts. If you're talking about it, basketball in general, it's true.
I can't. Basketball is a little bit more high.
I mean, yeah, it's a bigger.
But
you can
football.
When you're talking about the quarterback, bro. It does.
That's hard.
When you talk about the quarterback, it that's just what it is.
It's hard. I just can't.
Look what happened to the Redskins. The Redskins, if I'm not mistaken, were winning the NFC East when they had Alex Smith starting. After he got hurt, they fell out of playoff contention.
Well, with them,
Now,
it's hard because they're dealing with injuries now. They second string quarterback came in, broke his leg too. Now they down to the third string.
no, it was just the first string got hurt. But now
the second string he broke. He
Who's
broke
that?
his Colt. McCoy.
Oh man, bless me now.
Bless you.
Bless me now.
So now they down to their third quarterback. Yeah.
No, don't base it off of one player.
We gonna have
that-
a less I'm not saying we're gonna lose, but we have a less likely chance.
You cannot say a fact, right? Because the potential of playing the games, yeah. But just hypothetically thinking, Eric, you have to admit that the Patriots do not win the same amount of games without Tom Brady. How can you not admit that? This is eating me up that you can't just admit that. You don't have to admit that I'm right, but just admit
It ain't even
that.
about that. I can't. I cannot. Because who's the starter at Baltimore? Flacco?
No, it's not.
He was to the beginning of the year. He's the guy. He's the dude.
Flacco been playing like trash.
He's the
last
guy, though.
4
He's
years.
the guy. He's the dude.
He's not the guy no more.
Well, not no more. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying, Flacco's hurt, so
right.
I gotta put my second
All right,
string in there.
so
We're
look,
taking these L's.
So you have the Eagles. So you have Nick Foles come in, right? They go to the Super Bowl, right? So you think you're proving a point? Carson Wentz was never proven. He never won a Super Bowl.
But that's the guy.
But obviously he's not.
But that's the guy.
But obviously he's not.
Exactly. So
But you can't compare Carson Wentz to Tom Brady. Are you comparing the two?
Here's what I'm saying. Why you can't have a hellified backup that's gonna come in
Yeah, all right.
and play?
So let's talk about.
Garoppolo
So let's talk about the
and
percentage.
come in
so
and
let's talk
play
about that. Let's talk about that.
and be cold
So let's talk about that.
and get you wins.
So let's talk about that.
So why they out there?
So let's talk about that.
What's up? I'm getting
So-
pulled up down here now.
So I got a question though. So you're comparing. So
I'm not
Carson Wentz
comparing
and
the
Tom?
two players.
Okay.
That's not. I'm saying that we sitting Tom, we losing more.
Yeah.
So if we sitting Carson, we should be losing more.
Nick Foles has been a starter in the league. You're talking about another.
Hey, I'm just talking about the head honcho sitting down, and we winning more, losing more. That's how I'm going off of it. I'm saying that I got a cold second string that's gonna come in and can play just as good as Tom.
All right. So you have
Garoppolo.
All right. Okay. Look. I mean, you can laugh, but you won't admit that.
Admit what?
You won't admit that the Patriots. Just be honest about. I brought up the Eagles. I'm gonna bring it out for argumentative purposes.
I hear
because
you.
I understand that my point is still very valid.
Just like mine is.
No, it's not because you can't. I can admit that the Eagles. You might have a unicorn or two. You might have a unicorn or two, but we're talking about variables and we're talking about percentages and we're talking about chances. So you might have 2 unicorns out of 32 teams. You sit your starter in the NFL quarterback, you lose more games. That's all I'm saying. But you can't admit that.
No, I'm not going to admit that.
Because if you sit Tom, you lose more
Why?
games. Because that's just what it is, Eric.
Why though?
So on reverse side, let's reverse it.
I admit
Let's
it.
reverse it.
Here's what I said.
No, I'll reverse it.
I say if you take Tom off the Patriots right now, yes, they're not a better team with a backup quarterback in there.
Right. So
If Tom is in there, they are a better team. So if we take Tom off, does that mean that they suck now?
I didn't say that.
Okay, so then they can still
Hey,
win.
look. When you speak,
They can
hey,
still win,
when we
though.
talk, you don't have to talk in hyperboles.
We can still
You don't have to try to say they're
win.
the worst now. They suck the worst. We're not. I didn't
just
say that.
talking.
No,
I'm just talking.
You don't have to talk in hyperboles.
I'm just talking.
Just say that. What I'm saying is that if the chances for them to win decrease, and you already win games by 1 first down, 1 field goal, 1 catch, what does that mean? that means that you most likely lose more games, Eric. They're already coming down to these minute, like, plays. One play here, one play there. That's with Tom. That's with Pat. That's all I'm saying. And but my whole point. See, we didn't got so far off topic.
But we getting back.
But my whole point was that you said you sacrifice a win when you sit or teach a lesson. So when you said we just kick him off, then what's the lesson being taught? Because you're going to end up losing more games when you kick them off then. I'm just saying what you said. That's what you said.
Yeah, so we kick them off. So at that point, when you get them
so y'all going to lose more games, so you admit
why?
It.
Because I kicked them off the team?
Yeah, you're probably going to lose more games.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not.
So
what I'm saying is
So you assume that you would lose that one.
No, that's not what I'm saying.
You said we sacrifice a win.
Yes, I'm not going to.
You said it.
Yes, I'm not going to sacrifice a win, which that doesn't mean that I think we're going to lose.
Yeah, what?
How does
that
mean that?
If you sacrifice a win, that means you're lost.
No,
that means you didn't win, Eric. You sacrificed. You gave up a win to teach the lesson. What are you saying
that's what
right
I'm saying.
now?
I'm not going to sacrifice.
Eric, that's not what
win.
you said. You
I
said
didn't say that I'm not going.
Eric,
to
no, you
sacrifice
said
a
we're going
win to teach a lesson.
Right. Okay. So if you're not going to sacrifice,
that's what I said.
So you're not going to sacrifice a win to teach a lesson.
Right. That's what I said.
Right. So that means if you sit him, you're going to lose. That's what I'm saying. You're saying if I'm not going to sacrifice a win, you're going to keep him in the game and you're not going to teach a lesson. So what I'm saying is when you kick him off the team, you don't want to sacrifice a win by sitting him. So if you kick him off the team, you're assuming you're going to lose.
No, but that's not.
That's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is we not winning. Our wins and losses aren't going to come off of me teaching lessons. That's what I'm saying. We're not just going to be losing because I'm out here trying to prove a point.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. So when you get to the point where you're kicking somebody off, it's done with. I've already tried to teach lessons, whatever the case may be. It's a done data. I'm not saying that I think we're gonna lose. What I'm saying is we have a higher chance to win if he's in the game. Right. So if I take him out the game, we do have a little chance that we could lose because in this instance, my second string is not better than him.
Right.
So if I put my second string in there, it's not the same team.
Right.
But that doesn't mean that we're just going to lose because I got a second stringer in there.
Right. I agree.
No, you don't, but it's cool.
I agree. Hey, tell us what y'all think because right now you cannot tell me the Patriots win the same amount of games without Tom Brady being in there. Hey, y'all holler. Hey, y'all chime in on this.
Turn on your notifications.
Hey, you need to watch this full episode. This here ridiculous.
What will you sacrifice to be great?